Hey guys, hope you're doing good today. This is Ben here. Hope you're doing good wherever you are in the world. I'm actually in Bangkok, Thailand. I'm coming to the final leg of this trip, and I probably got like 10 days left here. On Monday, I'll have a week left. And luckily, my student loans come in, so I've got a shitload of cheddar cheese. So I'm probably gonna hit the town. I'm not much of a drinker, but after I leave Bangkok, I'm gonna be working like a fucking dog, doing warehouse work and shit. Luckily, I won't be in an office. To me, I would much rather be doing manual labor than working in an office environment. I think it's just totally working in an office is probably the worst thing you could ever do for your mental health. The majority of people who work in offices only get 1 hour of sunlight a day, and that's on their commute to work. Oh shit, that ain't ideal, is it? That's piss poor. But you know what? Actually, I've realized something today going on dating apps, Bumble. I've realized that I cannot keep using this shit as the focus on getting vagine. You cannot rely on dating apps to get vagine in this day and age, even in Thailand. Like, don't get me wrong, if I was making vagine my priority, Bumble vagine, and to be honest, in Thailand, probably Bumble is the best alternative for getting vagine, because you don't speak the language, and approaching birds in Thailand, it's just not the same. But I tell you what, the fact that dating apps aren't really working the same way they used to in Bangkok, Thailand, where the birds are promiscuous, the fact that even here is becoming a bit of a sausage fest is a testament to the fact that dating apps are going the way of the dodo. I'm surprised this shit is even in business. I'm surprised this stuff hasn't been completely just shut the fuck down. Because most guys, especially in the Anglosphere, in England, Australia, fucking America, apparently is terrible for it. Like, you got all these American guys who are in the, what I would consider to be the most amazing country on earth, probably. At least, it's probably not, but, the American dream, that's a big significant thing. But you got these American guys who fucking can't get pussy for shit back in America. And to be honest, I had a similar experience in England. Like, I got the vagine I was getting in England was fucking piss poor. Oh, it was terrible, bro. I went to university for a year. I fucked one fat bird and one bird who gave me a yeast infection from Switzerland, who was a fucking dog. I did make out with a load of birds, some Latina birds, but the vagine I was getting in England was poor, god awful. And I have been with some English birds, but yeah, I would say dating apps are going the way of the dodo. Like, I'd agree with the girls that I'm not the most handsome looking guy, but I have had girls tell me that I look handsome. Like, I've had girls drive past me on scooters and, like, tell me I'm handsome. I've had girls come up to me and say that they think I'm, like, fine or whatever. And even for me, I'm a 6'3" white guy who's had all this shit happen, but like, if you're relying on dating apps, you're gonna go on some big fucking dry spells. And that's just not ideal. And even though we live in a Me Too era, I really think we gotta start approaching birds. Even if they get creeped the fuck out, it's not for them, it's for us. So obviously, I'm not condoning guys going up to women and being creepy as fuck, but shit, we gotta make a change, bruv, because there's a big male loneliness crisis, and this ain't good. Like, let's be real, life is a lot better when a sexy woman wants you. Like, the other day, a woman was walking past me when I was in fucking Cafe Amazon. It's a coffee store in Thailand probably after Starbucks, is probably the most well-used coffee shop in Thailand. It's a big franchise. In fact, I'd probably say more Thai people use Cafe Amazon because it's cheaper. If Thai people are going to Starbucks, they're going just to stunt, because even I don't buy shit from Starbucks. Expensive as fuck. Paying £4 for a coffee is fucking ridiculous. £5 for one coffee. What the fuck? But I was in Cafe Amazon the other day, and I was sat by the window, and a bird walked past the window, and I was sat down, and I haven't got the best side profile, but I was sat down, and I remember looking up from my laptop, and this bird was like in the fucking, on the other side of the windowsill, and fucking, she was walking by, and she literally stopped, slowed down, turned back around, was like, ooh, and she was like smiling at me and shit, and she probably wanted my Johnson, but I'll be real with you, this is the shit that happens when you go on a long fucking dry spell. I was on some negative shit. I was feeling negative as fuck. And I'd already drank some Kratom. And if you've seen my other videos, you know that Kratom, I probably got autism on a Tuesday, on a regular day. But when I drink Kratom, oh shit, the Asperger's goes through the roof. My autism, oh my god, it goes strong with the Kratom. And I've actually drank some Kratom today. I've had like 2 or 3 bottles today. But it's not good. I'm addicted to this shit. It is terrible. I drink it every fucking day. So yeah, I drank some Kratom, and I knew that if I actually did speak to this bird, I'd be even more autistic than usual. And I basically just thought, you know what, she's better off without me. This is the thought that's going through my brain. I was on some negative shit, bro. Negative as fuck. I was thinking, what would she want with an ugly motherfucker like me, with no dough and fucking shit social skills? What the fuck would she want with a guy like me? And I just let her walk away. And when I walked out of the store, she was actually in another coffee store, and I had another opportunity to speak to her, but I was just like, fuck it. I'm a fucking loser. It's only going to end in tears anyway, so why fucking bother? It's sad, but like, I've slept with a shitload of women, and I've had a lot of flings or whatever, but I feel like it's just made me grow cynical as a motherfucker. And I just thought, let her go, man. Let her fucking go. I'm just on some negative shit right now. Negative. And I think, actually, I want to start approaching birds and actually just speaking with birds. Because it's like, there's a chapter in the Bible which says, for he who has, more shall become available, and he shall have abundance. For he who has not, even what little he has shall be taken away. It's like the people who have shit get more. The people who have barely fuck all will fucking lose the little squabble of shit that they have. And it's like a bird. It's like dating birds. Like for me, I'll go on some fat fucking dry spells, or in England, I'll be sleeping with the fucking societal rejects, the ugly land whales, the birds with yeast infections. I'll be sleeping with the lowest caliber of women, and then, like, every now and again, a fit bird will turn up in my life, and I'll be the guy who has not, and this bird will be the little that I have, and even that will be taken away. You need to get on the abundant. It's like a wave, and it's like a tide in the sea. You need to get on the abundant tide and get away from the fucking shit muncher tide with no vagine, with no minge. Oh, man. So yeah, I reckon I'm going to start approaching birds again. I actually did used to do that back in Melbourne, Australia. I used to do an approach anxiety program that this guy called Chris from Good Looking Loser used to have. And I really think I'm going to get back to that shit. I actually stopped using it because I became infatuated with a bird from China, and I basically fucked it off. But even when I wasn't like telling birds I found them attractive or anything. I was usually just asking them for the time, asking them for fucking for directions and shit, and asking them if they'd ever been there. But I swear, even doing that shit, like, you think hearing this shit that you'd be able to do that, but if you got a bit of social phobia, you'll realize. Put it this way: if you go up to a bird and start asking her for directions, and if you are as socially anxious as I was, you'll realize that even that is a bit of a task, even something that is not even sexual. But I want to start approaching birds, because you know what? I've slept with a lot of birds off of dating apps. And here's another point as to why I need to do this shit. Not only do I want to start speaking with birds and spend less times on screens or on shite dating apps, which are so deeply unsatisfying, but also, even if you get what you want from a dating app and you do sleep with a bird, I've slept with probably like 10 to 15, probably more, including Thailand, probably more, off of dating apps. But you know, going out for a date with some bird off of a dating app, talking about a load of nonsense, and then getting drunk enough to the point where, you know, you're both just like, fuck it. Let's just do this shit. It is unsatisfying, because there has been no metamorphosis. You're still the same person that you don't like. You've just managed to weasel some vagine into your life. We are as a man, you are a hunter. We're hunters. We're hounds. We're hound dogs. And it's just unsatisfying delegating your vagine to getting vagine to fucking dating apps. Even if you get what you want, it's still shit. If you know you're still you're not the man you want to be, you're still timid around women, but dating apps are allowing you to get vagine, cheap vagine. And let's be real, these birds are not the best. They are not the best. These birds off dating apps, they are a poor quality, man. On a global scale, the birds you get on there are a shite quality. It's just unsatisfying. So I'm going to start approaching birds. Sorry, I've just got to be very careful because this MacBook doesn't have a fucking lot of memory. So I might have to cut this video out here. But yeah, I'd recommend we start really trying to speak to birds in the day. And I don't give a fuck. I'm handsome enough. There is a percentage of women that would suck my Johnson if I approached them. And there is no ifs or buts about that. I know it to be true. There is no bullying online that's going to change that fact. There are birds out there that would suck my Johnson if I approach them. And it's all about finding them. And that is something that I must do. So I might make a part 2 to this video, but yeah, soon I'm going to start approaching birds again because dating apps are absolute trash. Trash.